So I just found the saddest Destiny video I have seen just yet. An emphasis on the yet. Because give him enough time and I'm sure Destiny will break his personal best on this one, okay? And before we start, I will just give a brief summary why he is talking about the things that he is talking about so everyone can understand. So, Disney is talking about in this video why he brings a substantial audience to any podcast or debate that he attends to. Why that is and why he thinks that is. And it's gonna be pretty spicy.
I see this more now and now, especially as I'm starting to collab with people. I think that my style of like fighting with people and going on other platforms, I think it's actually pretty good. I think I bring a big audience. I'm not sure if it's
True.
I'm curious with Hassan. Like when Hassan does like interviews with like Complex and shit, does he pull a lot
I just have to mention this, a classic Destiny move. Anything where he can compare himself to a son and be better, he's doing it.
of viewers for these things? Because I'm pretty sure when I go on shows, there's a lot of people that show up because they want to see like me interacting with people.
That's true. There are a lot of people, but this is the big one. Destiny, by those words alone, and we're gonna see in further in the video, has absolutely delusioned himself into thinking that people want to see Destiny interact with other people because he's interesting. That is absolutely not true. Destiny on the internet is not known as the chill debate bro, or the guy with the good takes, or the debater, or anything like that. No, he is absolutely not known as these things. Sure, people who interact with his content a lot may know him as that, but the average person is either not gonna know who Destiny is, or if they're not familiar with his content but know about him, they're gonna know him not as the smart debater or anything like that. No, they are gonna know him as the guy who shits on idiots. That is Destiny's true mark that he has left on the internet. The average person only knows him by that if they don't interact with his content on a substantial level. Destiny's just the guy who shits on people. And yeah, because of that, when people hear the words, oh, Destiny's gonna be on a panel and debate with someone, they are interested in that because they expect and they know that there's gonna be some poop flinging happening. It's essentially the same situation as in America. You have the town hall, or what is it called, where presidential candidates go to debate each other. Not a single person in the world is watching that and hoping, oh boy, I can't wait and hear until Trump brings out his microeconomical policy issue changes to counteract Bernie's argument about his policy retention. Made that word up. I don't even know if policy retention is a real thing. But no one's watching those things because of that. Not a single person in the world cares about that. When they watch that thing, they want poop to be flung in whichever face. And no one cares even in which face it lands. That's the most beautiful thing about this. They don't care. Honestly, no Republican cares that Trump actually wins. If he wins, that's a bonus. No liberal cares if their liberal side wins. That's just a bonus. If one side flings poop and it hits the other one in the face, one side's happy and the other one is angry, but they're still happy because they at least got a little bit of an emotion out of it. So they're the winners even though they technically just lost. No one cares about actual debating. Everyone just wants to see someone get destroyed. And Destiny is known for destroying idiots. For destroying absolutely ludicrously stupid takes and things of that nature. So people watch him in expectancy to see someone get shat on, because that's the only possibility that that's going to happen with Destiny.
Like I want to say on this whatever podcast.
Welcome to the.
I think I'm like their third most popular
Yeah, and here he's gonna completely prove my point, by the way.
I'm sorry, fourth most.
Yeah.
Well, this is for 2
Well, 1 million and 1 million views, 5 days and 2 months. Yeah, that's really good numbers. Very popular, as you can see.
months. So like I'm like their fourth.
And why? Because the point of this podcast is pretty much to destroy stupid takes. It's just destroying stupid takes, even though those stupid takes have been said a million times, and the counter arguments have been also said a million times.
fourth most popular stream.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but I think that some of the highest viewership and highest money things that Fresh and Fit have done have been when I was on there. Like, I got
Most
32,000 viewers
definitely.
when I was on their shows. I feel like sometimes it's weird because I feel like sometimes audiences are very, 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 very localized. Like, Hassan gets a lot of viewers on stream. But
True.
does he pull audiences when he goes to like other shows? He might actually also.
Hassan would bring those audiences with him if they are invested in him as a personality, as a person. Then he does bring them. But that does not translate well. For example, if Hassan's just reacting constantly to some kind of content, and then he goes live to some other show or whatever, and he's talking about a specific subject, not a lot of people will be interested in him in that case. Only his most dedicated fans.
I don't know. Maybe he does. I'm not sure. Your fans travel very well compared to creators like 2 to 3 times larger than you. Well, I have a dedicated fan base because I've groomed you all to be that way. But I think also
That's
because
true.
I interact with people that disagree with me so much, and I think I do it pretty well. I think people want to see those interactions.
Yeah, because usually that's just shitting on someone.
Like, I could be wrong, but I don't know if like Hassan's audience is ever like, or if other audience like, oh, we really want to see Hassan argue with this guy. Or, oh, we want to see Hassan, go and argue on this platform. Whereas for my audience and for other audiences, they do want to see that. Oh, I want to see Destiny debate Andrew Tate and blah blah blah.
Yep.
Like, I'm like, I think I'm a really good like friendly villain. Like, I can show.
No, he's not really a good friendly villain. Well, I guess he is a good friendly villain at the moment, but still, it's just because people wanna see someone get shit on.
Go up and be mean to people, but like people also kind of like me. I don't know.
And this is the second part. No one likes Destiny. I don't even understand how he can delude himself, because I'm just gonna speak for everyone in this case. It's pretty clear that no one likes Destiny, because how many real-life friends does he have? I'm pretty sure almost none at this point, and the ones that he has, he's probably fucking with, so can that actually even be counted if your biggest interaction is just sleeping with one another? I'm pretty sure, I guess that's friendly, but I wouldn't really call that a friend. And other than that, how many people have stabbed him in the back? This guy has a literal history of just getting stabbed in the back. Everyone who currently knows him has either stabbed him in the back, is in the process of stabbing him in the back, or is gonna stab him in the back. There are very few people in his life who have not stabbed him in the back. And that's, honestly, for me, it's kind of easy to understand, because as a person, Destiny's not really likable, okay? I remember, I don't remember how long ago I heard this, but this was an old video. It popped up. I watch Destiny periodically at times. But it was one instance when he was on Fresh and Fit, and this was a clip a long time ago. And there was some argument, and, they called him a loser that didn't do anything, and Destiny shot back at them and said, well, what I was supposed to do? Go there and talk to people? Nah, he sat down and he was on the phone or something like that. He does not even understand in his mind that he is the literal definition of that meme where, that meme that I'm talking about, where there's a party going around, and there's that one guy with a drink with the poker face, and he's just in the corner, and he's kind of having it. He's there, but it kind of doesn't matter that he's there. That meme. Destiny is the true embodiment of that meme. Absolutely. Like, he is not fun to be around. I can tell you that much. He is fun to debate and argue about all kinds of issues, 100%, because he's gonna do it for everything, and that's his biggest plus. But as a person, there's not much to like about Destiny. Destiny is the typical, well, how do you call this? How would you correctly call this? I'm not gonna say subman, but you kind of know it. A lot of you will understand what I'm saying. He is short. He is obnoxious. All of you can probably, who have consumed enough Disney content, can easily imagine that you're talking about a subject and someone says something wrong and Disney goes, no, wait. Something like that. It's obnoxious. It's just, no. No one wants to be around a person like that. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. And his personality seems extremely obnoxious in these things, especially if you have seen him like interact live on stream with other people, which I have seen a couple of clips, and they all seem to, pretty much be in the exact same way. The conversations are kind of forced. It's not. It's just off. You know that there's something off, and this is a very common thing I have found that small insecure men have, because that's just how they seemingly are. They're always gonna try and get one up over everyone. They're always gonna try to be right. They're always gonna try to somehow be manly. Not a real discussion that you can that I can go into, considering I don't want this. Jesus Christ, this video is already 11 minutes long. But you get the point. Not gonna go into that. But there's issues.
Farha's the typical Hassan fan. True. But
is there anything else
like the
here?
Pillsbury Doughboy looking at you going,
no, they don't. His podcast with Will Neff doesn't pull as much views. Yeah, somebody said this, but apparently his podcast with Will Neff also gets like 80,000 a month in Patreon revenue. Somebody said so. I don't know. Apparently,
Oh yeah, there was one thing we needed
the
to
views.
see.
I guess like they have views. They're just very localized, and they never go anywhere else. It's kind of interesting. Like when I turn off my stream, like I know where you guys are. Like you're in my chat, you're in my subreddit, you're in other streams. When Hassan turns off
That's
his stream,
sad.
where does his audience go? Do they like disappear into the wind?
Yep, probably.
I'm so curious about that. I don't know.
But then again, all of his audience is not gonna literally stay vicariously next to his side and be there. That's just wrong. But there is one more important thing here.
yeah.
Wait, I'm curious. The issue is the interview style thing gets super repetitive. Like, I feel no reason to watch that Chris Williamson podcast of you, but all your debate stuff is fresh. Well, I feel like,
Yep,
like for
his debate stuff also is fresh. He's always talking about the current biggest, most interesting topic. He does have a talent for that. And I honestly think that's what actually saves him, because he's always on an interesting subject. He's always on something you haven't seen before.
Lex Friedman.
And this
And
is
I'm
the
not knocking
second
Lex,
example.
But for me, like, I feel like that Lex Friedman show that I did, it wasn't very interesting if you're a
If
fan of
you
mine.
ha-
Like, I don't think I said anything new here at all.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And I think this is and this is one of my points about Disney's personality being so shit. Like, he goes to a podcast where he is supposed to debate and argue with people. Bam! Instantaneous hit. Fresh and fit, putting it up there in the stars. Whatever, putting it up there in the stars. Then he goes to someone like Lex Friedman, and it's literally boring. Because he's not interesting. He's not interesting as a person. There's nothing unique about Destiny the person.
All of this was stuff I've said a million times before.
And there's also nothing really interesting for a Lex Friedman audience to actually watch about him because, let's face it. Like, on Lex Friedman's podcast, what kind of people are there? People who are actually really smart. They're not the internet type of smart. They are actually, hey, here's real life, and I'm literally smashing everyone's skull inside the smart department.
But I think I'm a pretty popular podcast given the size of this channel. He's done quite a few. I don't know where I would rank on this. We did 1.5 million views on my episode.
Yeah, he's pretty low. Yeah, you see, here he is. That is not the worst, but he has Disney does have a sizable internet audience, and you need to remember that, for example, Joshua Batch, this person, he probably has absolutely no online persona. Okay? This guy probably has a Twitter at best. If he has a YouTube, I would be surprised. Most of these people, well, Bobby Lee has a YouTube, but most of these people don't actually have a YouTube or a huge online presence. These people get the views because they what they say is worth the salt. Destiny has this much views, which is pretty good, I honestly kind of think, is because he has a huge following, and then everyone starts talking about, oh, Destiny's gonna be on this. And what did they talk about? Well, they did. I tried to watch this. This was this is something I tried. I caught in like 30 minutes, and it was so fucking boring. And Disney cannot blame Lex Friedman for making this boring, because in reality, Disney can push the conversation in whichever direction he chooses, but there's no direction he can push it as a human, as a personality, to make it interesting. Destiny lives and dies by the drama, by the politics, by the, well, every kind of poop flinging that you can imagine. And that's it. That's it.